What is up, everybody? Today, I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel like is very important in a lot of regards in a lot of different areas of life. So, I'm going to do my best to make it concise enough to where it can fit into any different topic. I don't have any notes on it. I'm literally just kind of freeballing it, and I didn't really have any thoughts that came to me before I even started talking about this. So let's just hope that this video has some sort of value. If it does, it actually does really help if you go ahead and like, because that just means more people are going to end up seeing it with the whole YouTube algorithm thing. So if you feel like this message is something that can help other people, go ahead, like it, and I'm going to be doing my best to continue posting videos for your benefit, really. So please subscribe. I'm not really begging you, but I would appreciate it. It would be cool. I can see it now. Just Yinsen with millions of subscribers. Nah, I don't really care. But anyway, yeah, I'm just out here in my backyard. The birds are chirping. It's a beautiful day, just getting a little sunlight. But today's topic is going to be extremism. Um, Extremism in any different form or fashion. I personally have been a victim of extremism, we could say. You know, um, as an example, for years, I think for about 5 years, I was pretty extreme in the realm of like diet and nutrition and things of that nature. And I spent so much money and so much time and so much mental effort and energy trying to maintain doing something that just wasn't really sustainable long term. And doing different things like fasting and raw food diets and fruitarian diets and taking herbal supplements and things of this nature. And just even like the vegan diet in general, it's a pretty extreme idea. um, and a lot of people have created this like spiritual idea that human beings are meant to be eating fruit, um, and that's all we're supposed to eat and things of that nature. And when you listen to it, like, it actually makes a lot of sense, but then in the practicality of today's modern world, it doesn't really fit. So hey, maybe if the conditions were ideal, maybe that could be a thing. But even in those circumstances, I don't even know if I fully agree with some of the thought processes that kind of end up leaning towards breatharianism, which is where people believing that they can achieve a state of internal balance and homeostasis to the point where they don't even need any type of ingestion at all. All they need is sunlight and breath. And I will say I have done dry fasting and things of that nature, and I do continue to practice different fasting. I believe in fasting. I think fasting is an amazing tool, but I don't think that it's meant to do forever. And neither do I want to do it forever. I personally love eating food. Um, you know, I don't eat as much as most people probably. I probably should eat more, um, because I do implement a lot of the practices that I've learned from these extreme measures, as far as like restrictive diets and stuff, doing different breathing practices and things of this nature. I still actually implement a lot of those things that I learned into my life that is more of a normalcy. And I've experienced, like, it's like those things that I was benefiting from back then, it's like I'm getting even more benefit from them in a different type of regard. So I think it's actually really great. But nonetheless, you know, I'm personally a huge believer in like getting a lot of sunlight and you know, drinking, getting hydrated, doing meditations and breath work and yoga and things of that nature. I believe in all that, but I also think that, like, eating a balanced diet is okay. Me, like, I'm not a vegan. I eat some salmon, um, you know, and some other things, but I don't want to really get into the details of what I personally do. Um, that's here nor there. But I'm now just taking measures to like really take care of myself and kind of get away from some of these thought processes, because from my experience, a lot of the people that are pushing different extremisms, they are also pushing different products. They have their health products that they're pushing, and they cost hundreds of dollars. You know, um, there's a lot of stuff out there that's like that, and I personally just don't mess with that type of thinking at all anymore. Another thing that in the realm of extremism that I personally have I stay away from now, and is spiritual extremism, and even religious extremism. Although I am religious and I am spiritual, um, but in a very grounded and balanced way that's in harmony with like my neighbor and in harmony with the people around me. And if people choose to perceive me a certain way because I wear a turban or something like that, you know, most of the time I'll just end up proving them wrong if they have a conversation with me, because I just, I'm no different. I wear this to, just acknowledge that, um, acknowledge the creator. But that's here nor there. But you know, the reality is with, the extremisms dealing with religion, is it can get so deep that you neglect your physical world, and you can actually end up sabotaging your life and creating all of these justifications as to why your suffering is for some kind of spiritual gain. And I went through this for years, and I'm still in the process of like coming out of that, because um, I don't know, it's like, you have certain realizations, and you might have certain type of spiritual experiences, and like kundalini activations, or dream experiences, or whatever you're believing. But the reality is, a lot of people are just searching for something, and then they come across people that they perceive to have answers, and then they just put so much of their energy into that person's hands. And I'm not speaking about anybody in particular, like definitely not. I have all the respect in the world for like spiritual teachers of the world, especially people that are creating great change and like bringing people together and doing things like positively. I like totally support that. Um, but then there's just ins and outs to it, and I've just personally realized that like becoming too extreme in any area of life can be devastating, and can really put you in a position where your entire world gets flipped upside down. You know, now personally, I've also kind of understood like I had to go through years of that, and it wasn't a waste. I mean, I learned so much. I became so knowledgeable on so many different topics, and the experience has made me a stronger, better person when it's all said and done. And there are things that I learned from those extreme sort of measures that I continue to carry on into my life. Like I learned about fasting. To a lot of people, fasting might seem very extreme. There's probably a lot of things in the way that I think that people will still coin to be very extreme. And if you do see that inside me, it is because, I am just trying to learn how to be normal again, to be honest. I became so distant from the world. And that's part of what like spirituality can kind of do. It can kind of put you in a position where you really kind of go into this like war with yourself. Like it's almost like you don't even trust yourself, because you become aware of the nature of your mind, and it's like the more your awareness, the more awareness you attract. That can come with a world of problems and difficulties, And like people that are genuinely and sincerely on a spiritual journey, like we should really have compassion for those people, and not don't be so quick to just like judge them, because they're obviously in pain and they're searching for something, and they're, like, and I don't know, I was in a situation where like I ended up, like giving so much of my heart and energy to certain things, and then just being like basically rejected. And it was like such a huge blow to my mind, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into too much personal specifics, but I do want to just say that my heart really does go out to all of you guys out there that are searching for something deeper in life. And if there's anything that I can personally do to try to help you through that, like, that would mean so much to me, to be able to help you guys in any way, shape, or form. I even went through a phase, I'd been wearing this for years, and I ended up not wearing it for a while just because I wanted to feel normal again. And I basically came back around to it and realized that, you know, um, although it might seem extreme, like, this world, it's not really for me. Although I love life, and like I'm prospering and I'm doing great, and like things are beautiful, and I do enjoy nature and I enjoy the whole thing, and like I'm learning that there's nothing wrong with life. It's just you have to like learn how to like do it the right way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just a guy. I don't really know anything. I don't have one of these like spiritual master complexes or anything. I'm not a guru. I'm not a messenger. I'm nobody. I'm just like, just a regular person. Just a regular freaking dude, and that's it. Um, so yeah, but I like to push these videos up to about 15 minutes. So see what else I can talk about here. But yeah, for instance, I know people that are very extreme in their approach to spirituality, and they are already showing tendencies that could potentially lead them to homelessness eventually, because spirituality has become so deep, and it's like sovereignty has gotten into the mix, and so many other things, that now people are like too spiritual to go to work, too spiritual to do anything. They just, and it's almost like, people's mind and their spiritual ego become so evolved that they can justify behavior that is highly hypocritical and highly damaging to other people, and can actually be very destructive towards other people's life processes. So instead of just having reverence and respect and being, sincere and balanced with people, people push people to do very extreme things in the name of spirituality, and it ends up sabotaging them. But then they have this idea that it's going to end up making them better. And it's the same thing with like dieting, and I'm sure there's 100 other things that people are way too extreme about. So these are just some of my personal experiences, and how I'm learning how to like integrate everything into my life. And yeah, just continue to walk a moralistic, upright, righteous path, and be good to my fellow human beings out here. I'm pro-human. I believe that everybody has a good nature deep down. We just have to learn how to heal, but in a balanced, sustainable way, that is, unique to every different individual. But with all that being said, I also just want to say that I've got a tremendous amount of love in my heart for everybody that's going through these processes, and I truly, truly will you guys the best. And I just want everybody to know that you got a friend in me. So if there's anything that you want to share with me, just drop it in the comment down below. Okay? Bye, guys.